Hello everyone, welcome back to the practical session of connectivity. To begin with, I have reached the MySQL prompt and I'm giving the password Tiger. Make sure I don't have any user ID, so I'll be using root in Python. Fine. And let me use my database, and my database is system1. Okay. Show tables. Okay, so I have 3 tables in this database and my interest is truly towards this table items. Okay, so you want to see definitely what records probably this item table is having. Let's see what we are having. Okay, 3 records: Maggie, pen and soap. The intention of this experiment is going to take all the records from the SQL and bring it to Python. So I'm closing this SQL and move to Python. Okay, let's recollect all 5 steps that were discussed in the last session. Step 1 asked you to import some module. And what was the module? Import MySQL.connector. Fine. So once that is imported, you can go to step 2 and create the connection object. And how is this connection object created? By using the connect method. So I'll be using the connect method, and the connect method belongs to MySQL.connector module. Fine. So once the connection object is made, you are ready to go ahead and you will be creating the cursor object, and the cursor object will be created by the connection object. And once the cursor object is created, you can execute the query, and if you have executed the query, you will be fetching the records. So students, just think it as a relay. One has to give the output to this, and that output has to be given to this, and from this I can reach the step 5. They are all going to be a step-by-step process. Okay, so let me just start with the first step. So this first step was to import MySQL.connector. Okay, so connector is done. The second method says you can now connect with the database. So what was the method? The method was connect. Okay, and it belonged to MySQL connector, so I'm simply taking it, and this module is taken, and from this module I will be using the connect method. Okay, so this connect method will be returning you a connection object, and I have named it as connection. Fine. So this is my connection object, will be created by the connect function. And do you remember the connect function needs 4 arguments: host, user, password and database. Fine. Okay, so let me just provide the argument. If you want to proceed in the same line, you can do it. I have no issues, but just to make the things clear, I am typing in the next line. So host is going to be localhost, as my database is held locally. And then comes the user. And what was the user? I don't have any user, so I'll be using it root. Fine. What about the password? So password is going to be Tiger. So this is the Tiger, and of course comma is missed out. Okay, and the last one, database. So database is, what is the database? System. Yes, system1. Okay, now let me check whether this much is done correctly or not. Okay, save the file. I'm executing it. So no errors. Good job. So that means the connectivity is established. But I think if a message was provided, that was good enough to see, right? So how do you check whether the connection is established or not? Is there any method to check whether connection is established or not? Yes, of course there is. And the method is going to be is_connected. Okay, is_connected. And who is connecting? The connection object is connecting. So connection.isConnected. This function isConnected just checks whether a connectivity is established or not. If it returns true, that implies the connection is established. If it returns false, that implies the connection had some trouble and the connectivity is not established with your database. Fine. So I'm going to use this function in my program to check whether the connectivity is established or not. Okay, so I'm just simply taking this off and getting into my code. Okay, this is my code. So with the if statement, I'll be using this if. Okay, so if connection is connected and it is returning true, so that means I can proceed with the table, with the fetching records and all. Okay, so right now I'm just giving a print statement. Print, hooray, I'm happy today. Okay, happy to see whether the activity with the first connectivity is going to be established or not. Activity done. Okay, so will it be done? Let's see. Else, sorry dude. Oh, something went wrong. Okay, I'm saving this work and let me see. Yay! So hooray, the connectivity is done. So that means I have no issues with the connectivity. I can proceed with the code further. Okay, if it was not true, we would have got this message. Okay, so we are happy that first connectivity is done very much properly without any errors. Thank God. Okay, so let's move ahead. Since my connectivity with the database is now ready, I have to communicate with a table. And to communicate with a table, I require the cursor object. Fine. So next step, we are in the step number 3. Okay, so how do we make a cursor object? So CUR is equal to, who makes the cursor object? The connection object. Okay, so I'll be writing connection dot, what is the method? Cursor. So this is my cursor object. Ready? Now the cursor object is ready. Now this can actually execute a SQL statement. So to execute the SQL statement, we require a cursor object. So my cursor is ready. Cursor, please start the execution. I am ready to execute, sir. So execute, select, what is the query? Star. Okay, I am interested in records. Oh, I am losing my patience now. Okay, fine. Let me just enjoy this coding till so far so good, no issues. Can I just print it and see without the for loop? Okay, not an issue. Let's see. Okay. Oh, this is something which is coming. So I don't want this. I want the entire set of records to come. So how do I do that? Yeah, you have to get a for loop for I in cursor and print each I. What is that having? Okay, save and execute. Here goes. Wow, so all the records you can see over here. Done. Good job. Right? So that's the end of today's lab session. Just proceed with all the 4 steps which we had discussed. Hope it is going to be fine. Thank you. Happy coding.